Hi guys, how are you all today evening? Today, in the process of meditating within through my third eye, I have come across some theories developed by me which I would like to share with you, and I request you to please listen to this video till the end and form your own views, opinions, and ideas and share them with me so that we can all join together, brainstorm together, and come up with a very reliable theory. Today is 21st March 2022. My name is TSV Raghavan and I am a published author of fictional, spiritual, and assorted booklets in Amazon Kindle and paperback. Let us go to the main subject about what I gleaned through my own studies and meditation. I have a feeling that this Bhuloka, in whose crust all of us living entities reside on a minuscule part, are actually used by the Lord as a nursery for all of us living entities to get evolved into spiritualism, realization, liberation, and deliverance. How I thought about this is like this: fossils, plants, grass, shrubs, forests, reptiles, beasts, animals, carnivorous and herbivorous, water body beings like fishes and other eels, sharks, etc., are all living entities which have come into this Bhuloka crust and are trying to get evolved into a human birth. Because these have five or lesser number of senses, they do not have a destiny or a karma for themselves. Only when the soul, which was embodied in these living entities' form, takes a human form, does its actual karma begin. It is because it is only the human body which has six senses. And so the Lord decided that man should be responsible for his, or woman should be responsible for her actions, and for every action there should be an equal and opposite reaction. Now I would like to give you a crude example which is very apt in this material world. Every infant which is born here is as ignorant as any human being who is born in this world. After clumsily going around playing, crying, feeding, etc., this baby slowly grows up, and then a time comes when it is put into the play school. It is when it goes into the play school that the material destiny of the human body begins. From play school, it is nursery, then primary, middle, secondary schools, graduation, post graduation, professional qualification, MPhil, PhD, etc. These are the ways in which a human being evolves in this material world. God has made this particular human being a nursery in the form of the crust of this Bhuloka. This crust of the Bhuloka is actually a nursery for human beings to transcend from material life to spiritual life. Every human being worth his or her karma is born and lives a nincompoop all his or her life. When this person is born, when this person lives, when this person dies, he or she normally reincarnates into the same crust and works his or her real karma in this crust of Bhuloka. However, whereas 75% of human beings are born and reborn in this Bhuloka for a long time, there is a small ventilator that the God has kept open for the same living human beings to peer into the spiritual world. The moment a human being who comes under the last 25% of the human living entities glances at that ventilator, his or her spiritual life begins. I mean, it is only when the human being glances at the ventilator and comes to know about its existence does this man's spiritual nature begin. After that, even if this person keeps dying and getting born in this human body, in this Bhuloka crust, a day comes when sooner or later this person creeps up to the ventilator and then creeps down into the spiritual world. Of the 100% human beings, only 25% are qualified to look at this ventilator because of their past karma. However, the moment this person looks at this ventilator, he or she gets hooked to spiritualism. Once it happens and this person takes an interest into sliding into the spiritual world, saints, monks, rishis, maharshis, etc. are born. The same human being who had been happy living a material life begins to meditate within and then seek what is known as self realization. Self realization is one of the first steps in the spiritual world. When a person starts meditating within, he or she tries to discover himself or herself. When he or she ultimately is able to connect himself or herself or his or her soul to the super soul, it is known as self realization. The second step after self realization is liberation. Once a person becomes self realized, he or she wants to be liberated permanently from this material world. So he or she starts meditating to crave for liberation. Once he or she gets liberated, these human beings who are now totally spiritual, self realized, and liberated seek what is known as deliverance. Once they start seeking deliverance, they meditate towards that particular aim. Ultimately, after several years, the living entity called a human being is ultimately delivered and he or she reaches Satyaloka or Brahmaloka, which is the top among the heavenly planets. This is something that I found out or which I deduced during my meditation within. If you so feel that it is correct or it needs some corrections, kindly feel free to form your own opinions about it. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I can keep reminding you of my other videos. Till we meet next time in my next video, it is good evening from TSV Raghavan